Hello. Today I'm working on a Lenovo ThinkPad T460s. This computer does not come on. When you turn it on, it beeps twice and that's it. So 2 beeps after 8 seconds. I'll turn it off, just holding the power button in for 5 seconds. And what I'm going to check first is the RAM. So I'm going to see if I can open this up, and pop out any memory modules and see what happens. I should have some SODIMM modules to put in here. Now this has been opened before. It's got a security seal there and another seal here. This looks like it's from the manufacturer, and this one looks like it might be from the IT department, whoever used to own this. It feels like it hasn't gone together correctly because as soon as I loosened that screw, the bottom case bulged open, so it's been put back together maybe incorrectly? I don't know. We'll see. So none of these screws are coming all the way out. They seem to be captive. And now there's a screw here that looks like it's saying lock and unlock with a little keyboard icon. So I'm just going to rotate that toward the unlock position, assuming that I'm going to want to take the keyboard out from the other side. I don't know that I will. Okay, well that's nice. So there's the graphics connector. Looks like it's in there fully. Here's the battery with its connection there. I'm not going to pop the battery out. I'm just going to pop this RAM out. So that's 4 gigs. I wonder if there's another 4 gigabytes integrated. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Got nothing. Ah, 2 beeps. Okay. Just gonna feel around on the board. I can feel there's an M2 SSD here that initially felt like it was getting a little bit warm, but not really. CPU here has got some heat. It's not hot, but oh, it's getting hot. So we'll see if the fan kicks on. The fan's not kicking on yet. I'm just going to check to see if there's any voltage at the fan. There is. There's 5 volts here, but that fan is not spinning. Oh, there it goes. The fan's on. Did I just turn it off? I did. So let's try this again. Press the power button. Fan's on now. Okay. So it's not overheating. The fan is just so quiet I didn't hear it come on. Okay. So this had, I can hardly read that, PC4 2400. It's pretty fast RAM. I'm going to turn it off and put a different DIMM in there and see. So 2133 or 2666. I'm grounded. We'll try this. Okay, same deal. Okay, that's off. I'll take my DIMM out, put the customers back in. I might pop the M2 drive out just to be thorough. I have seen SSDs prevent a computer from posting before when a Western Digital blew. I don't know what happened to it, but it just malfunctioned and the computer could not post. It was completely dead. What's under here? So turning it on. There's the 2 beeps. And the display is black. Right, I'll put the SSD back in. I always use awkward screws for these SSDs. We'll try HDMI, which is on this side. See if we get anything. Make sure that my capture box is on HDMI. So I saw the caps light key flash, the function light key was on with the F1 key flashed once. I pressed function lock to turn that off. It beeped twice, the caps lock key came on once. I feel like it's trying to tell me something. Oh, look at that. I've got a signal. Here I am faffing about and suddenly I can see Microsoft Teams. So that's the brightness of the screen. Yeah. So I can see what's on the screen very, very dimly. So it looks to me like maybe there's a backlight circuit that's blown. I wonder where that is. Alright, well, we don't know. I don't have a board schematic for this thing, but I do know from what I'm reading that there are 3 small fuses near the display connector on the other side of the board. So this is the display connector here. Somewhere on the other side of that motherboard there are going to be 3 small fuses, so I can just check those in continuity mode. Obviously I have to take the batteries out, take the motherboard out, and see what we can find, but why not? Here we go. There's my kettle. Oh dear. Okay, so there's nothing connected to those 2. I'm going to connect, pull out this Wi-Fi adapter, untape these 2 antenna wires. So now those are free of the motherboard. What's going on over here now? So they're in a sort of a wire loom that's attached up there. I might leave them. I'm going to disconnect this cable here. I don't know which of these cables is actually the display though. And then there is a small, I don't know if that's microphone, that has the dot facing upward. There's a speaker wire here that's red, white, and blue, with blue closest to me. So that needs to come onto that little wire loom. I might take these out of that wire loom just because it's sort of in the way. Now, so the touchpad is a standard ZIF connector. There's the RAM, CMOS battery, red and black, and that's just loose in there. And then there are 2 connectors up here. Actually, there are 3 connectors up here. This is what I believe is the display connector. It's related to and attached to this smaller connector here. Both have the sort of handle / latch, and then there's a heavier, this is the charging port connector to the DC in, so that's disconnected. So all of those are disconnected now. We've got the fan, which I presume is going to come out with the motherboard plugged in there. I don't quite understand what I'm looking at here with this connector. So that popped up. That might just be for this daughter board that's attached to an audio out and an SD card reader. It's just bent in there in a really awkward way. I don't want to damage that cable. It looks like it sets down. I'm going to try to lift it from both sides. I'm going to unscrew that just so I don't have to put any force on there. So here comes this speaker, just to get it out of the way. Okay, so those screws aren't captive. 2 more. So it's wherever there's white writing saying M2XL3. that's out. Okay, so it slides out. I just wanted to be sure. I didn't want to break anything there. So now, I feel like everything that needs to be disconnected is. I'm going to lay that speaker back in place. Now on the motherboard I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. This is a little daughter board here. I'm not sure how it's connected. I'm going to loosen it just in case. Oh! That's what that's for. The smaller connector that came off of this is just for this daughter board, which is just another USB port. Okay, fine. Don't know why they did it that way. Now, there could be screws hidden under this tape or under the RAM. Nope. But, don't know. People walking around with ice cream cones outside. I mean, that shouldn't be holding anything. Taking the M2 drive out of here as well. Alright, I've missed a screw somewhere. Ah, here. There's a black screw here. Yep, that's going through into a little screw boss or stanchion. What am I missing? Nothing. I think the whole thing is moving now. Although it seems to be rotating around a point. Okay, it looks like there's double-sided tape holding the motherboard onto the palm rest or top case. So I'm just going to apply some force here, trying not to damage the motherboard. Might use my pry tools to get underneath and try to just tear the tape. If I can figure out exactly where it is. I think it's right here. We use my thinner one. What just fell? Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see a little bit of double-sided tape in here. I think that's what I see anyway. Ah, I can get at it from here. Very good. Okay. Okay, got one piece. And there's going to be another bit. Nope, just one little piece. Okay. That was annoying. Yeah, okay. That tiny little piece of double-sided tape made me think there was a screw. Oh well. Oh man. What's this? Okay. So I'm going to remove this tape. Can't really tell what is supposed to be a fuse. Guess it'll probably say F6, I guess is what I'm told I'm looking for. There's some very small components in here. So I'm going to stick this aside. And let's turn on the microscope and see what we can see. There's such a glare from that. I'm going to turn that down and bring light in from the side. Those are fuses, F3 with a P on it. And that fuse there looks like it's knocked off almost, doesn't it? So that boyo there. I mean, look how small that is. This connector, or this little pointer, is sharp. It would hurt. And that's how big it looks. So the thickness of my spudger is this, and there's that tiny fuse. But the one with the P is what I'm told is probably the fuse that we're talking about. So let's find out. I don't know how I'm going to get to just that. So that's ground, and that's not. So this fuse, I need to get on both ends of that, don't I? What about this boil? Okay. This should not be perfect. But this one here, I mean, that looks like a fuse, doesn't it? With the F on it. I guess it's a resistor. Huh. So F3. Is there anything on the other side? It's taped. Okay, I'm going to remove that tape. Okay. So that's the back side of the connector. More fuses. F7. I mean, that looks blown, doesn't it? If that split in there is anything, means anything. Could it be? I don't know. This is even smaller. So where are we? We're here. Jeez, I can't even see it on the board. Okay, I can get onto this, and then this. That should be a dead short, if that's a fuse, right? Just like these two should be a dead short. 0 ohms. So from here to here should be 0 ohms. Just like from here to here should be 0 ohms. Yeah. I think this fuse is blown. Okay. I'm going to try to take that fuse out of there and replace it with a 0 ohm resistor. This is so small. It's mental. Okay. It's a little bit bigger than the fuse was, isn't it? I guess using a Q-tip or using a cotton swab isn't the best solution for cleaning up, is it? Okay, moment of truth. Does this work? I should be able to test from, I should get continuity from this capacitor to this one. And I do. So it's working. Beautiful. This should work now. The only way to test this is to put it back into the computer. So I'm just going to let this cool down a little bit. I know it's cool. And I'll put this mask back over. Tape it down with this cap tape. Alright, I suppose you didn't see that because it's zoomed in. Let's look here. Alright. I'm thrilled. I'm very happy with those results so far, assuming it works. Okay. Just gonna make sure that nothing's too hot. Everything's fine. Okay. This is the tricky part, getting this to fit in. That's all fine. And then we've got this tape over here. And then this ribbon cable over here. I think we're all right. That was the CMOS battery there. I'm looking at this thinking, what plugs in there? CMOS battery. Now this, such a weird consistency, this cable. Doesn't feel right. Ah, there we go. That feels right. Okay. That's in. This seems like it might not be in. Oh yeah, that's in. The keyboard is still out, but I can do that last. So I've got these antenna wires. Batteries, motherboard screws first, I suppose. Suppose I should have done that before I did this plug. Yeah, that screw here is also a little bit impeded by that cable. I can get past it, I think. Yep. CMOS battery before I forget. So they put a lot of screws over here near all the I/O ports to keep that stable when you're plugging things in. That's smart. Alright. Batteries upside down. This other one is just tricky to see without turning the laptop. And it's tricky to show because you kind of have to get your hand in the way. So the keyboard, I have to slide it in at the top first and then make it feel like it's roughly in place. Now I'll screw in a couple of these screws. There are 3 on either side. And then slide this boyo back into place. Make sure that that comes out of there like it's supposed to. There we go. Okay. So that's all in there properly. Now I just need to go back and do that little keyboard lock, which is a bigger Phillips or a flathead. Brilliant. So now the moment of truth. Just because we had a completion of that circuit, do we also then have power to the backlight? I mean, I would expect a couple beeps. System BIOS has been reset. We took the CMOS battery out, but we've got backlight where you can see what's on the screen. So yeah, let's set the time. So We'll enter setup and set the time, and so date time, oops, it's the 6th, 22, 21, and it is 12:35. I mean, Windows will set this later anyway, but I think we're in business. That's it. We did it. First motherboard repair. First successful motherboard repair. I haven't really tried with a customer motherboard before this one, but I mean this one brilliantly. So I found the information at thinkpads.com. They have a user forum where somebody talked about the T460 backlight fuse. They described where it was. They said it's on the back behind the display connector. There is a F7 indicator, and this board had exactly that. So I tested around with my multimeter and found that the fuse at F7 was not was blown. Basically, it had infinite resistance. So the rest is history. Just one more thing. I wanted to show you what that fuse looks like in the real world, not under the microscope. So this is a standard post-it note. Here's my hand. That's the fuse. So there's the tip of a ballpoint pen, and there's the fuse. Pretty cool, I think. That's it. So I'm not going to do Windows updates. I'm going to shut it down and clean the screen, clean the computer up, call the customer, and let them know. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Oh. All right.